Hello and welcome back everyone to Epic 7. So we're going to have a different run through on the Labyrinth. Now we only have like 17 minutes till the refresh, so I got to get this done pretty quick. So thanks to a couple of comments down in the previous video, I actually looked online and you actually can do this in actually free runs. You actually beat all the bosses in free runs. Okay, so this is for my Hell mode, so I'm going to change this back up to the normal one. So Hell mode, I actually swapped just the Arbiter Village for Montmorency, and it seems to work fine there. So I actually put BBK on the front lines here because she does life steal back some HP with her S1. Right, so for the first boss, instead of going to this thing here, instead of going to the spider, the devourer, you're supposed to go over to the bee side anyway. So we're going to start on the bees, and then I'll show you the path afterwards before we actually exit the stage. So let's go ahead with the going east. So I'm just going to leave an auto. So I've got a team here that can actually auto all the way through. Right, so you just want to head along this path on the east side and then go down here towards the bees. Okay, so when you get to the first section, the first, what is this called? No, it's not crossroads, it's just a junction. When you get to the first junction, you go south. So let's go south. Right, when you get to this boss here, it's a little bit more difficult. So some teams, well, my previous teams that I had before when playing this stage, I used to have problems with this guy because he has like a counter at some point. I think when he gets to, or maybe it's not a counter, maybe he just gets very strong and starts doing a lot of damage. Maybe it's nerfed in a patch somewhere, but I used to have problems with that mad boss, sub-boss there. So you might have problems there if you're actually new to this game. So watch out for that boss there. Right, when you get to these junctions, go east again, and then you go south towards this crossroads here. Okay, so at the crossroads, we want to head east up towards the bees. So the straight direct path is probably the best way to go for now. Don't worry about going on to the other sides of the other routes, etc. over here, because you need all the stamina you can for the final part of this run. Right, on to the final last section here. Should be like a little couple of minions here before the final boss. So right next to the bees now, and then we've got a total of 4 stamina at the moment. So that's perfectly fine for now. Right, and then we go over to the final part. This is the fighting the bees. Let's go ahead, head south. So even if you're on a minus sort of numbers here, it's still fine. Well, it depends on what team you have actually. If you've got a really strong team and you can auto this, you can just clear off like this. Otherwise, you can actually go camping, regain that stamina so you can fight this bees. So one thing I need to point out about the team compilation on here is that altogether the compilation gives me a camping stamina recovery of I think about 34 if I'm not mistaken. So I think in total for this run for free run completion, I think you need a minimum of 28. So every time you go camping and you sleep, you need like 14 plus 14. By minimum anyway, so you actually need that stamina to complete this run. So I've got 34 for the stamina recovery, so that's fine for the time being. So I'm going to link a Labyrinth run camping simulator as well in the comments. So you can go into that one and just check out which units you really want to take along with you on this Labyrinth run. So you can actually copy me with this team here, but if you don't have the units, you might want to choose a different one that can actually replace one of these units here. For instance, if you don't have strays, you go with a different unit that gives you that same stamina recovery every time you go camping. But the main thing about this first boss, this bees, you just basically want to whittle away his HP until he gets to the point where he kind of explodes into 3 different parts. When any of his 3 different forms, once you kill one of them, one is like the real one, the other 2 is like a clone, you won't know which one it is. So you just kill all of them off one by one until you kill the real one, and then it'll turn back into its single form again. I'll go into more of how to beat these bosses in my hell run anyway, so once you know how to beat the hell run, you can actually beat the normal ones with ease anyway. So let's go ahead with, right after beating the bees, you want to teleport straight back to the base. Here. And then we go camping now. Let's go camping. So like I said before guys, you need a minimum of plus 28 stamina recovery. So let's go ahead with Arbiter Vildred. So Arbiter Vildred gives me 18 with this team comp, and then we have Tamarine. Tamarine gives 16, so that's 16 plus 18, that is 34. So I've got a stamina recovery of 34, so I should be able to complete this run. So what you do is you go back down to the other side now, so rather than go east, you go west down this side. Along the path to beat these minions. Alright, so keep going down. After those few minions, you go down to the crossroads here. Alright, so when you get to this junction, not crossroads, sorry, this junction here, you want to go down here just a little bit and fight off the minions here. If you have enough stamina, you can go all the way down and fight this one here, which is what I did in my first practice run, just to see if this works. But you want to go south now. So after you headed west from the original starting point, you want to head south onto this junction here. Okay, so let's get back up this road then. There weren't actually any minions down at that crossroads. There weren't actually minions here, it's just this battle here. So once you beat this battle here, you want to come back up to the junction, and then you want to head west again. And make your way down to this point here. And then the final path, just go down to this part here, to the middle section. So we come down to this part here and we'll stop here. So we can't go any further, we just get one-shotted by the enemies anyway. So what you do is just head back to the start point. And from here on, you can just clear a portal and finish, or you can go down to the shop and go purchase some items. Okay, second run. So we're going back into normal mode, normal difficulty. So in the first round, we actually managed to beat the beehive. And we came down here, cleared up to the crossroads here, went backwards, and then beat this section here on the way to the spider. So in this episode, guys, we're going to go up to fighting this boss here, which is the Carcanis, and then we go down and fight the Secretary Vera. Okay, so this could be in one run because we actually cleared this path here and cleared this path here as well. We actually should have enough stamina to beat both of these bosses. So let's go ahead with the Carcanis first. Let's go up to the east side. Right, so this is the section which is quite hard. This counter-attack warlord that we have here, usually he's pretty good with these stuns and the counter-attack that he does, which does quite a lot of damage. So be wary of this guy. If you don't have strong enough gear, you might have a little bit of problems with that sub-boss. But once you pass him anyways, we're going to keep going up to the Carcanis up here. Alright, one more stretch of road and we get to Kokonis. Let's keep going. Alright, and then we finally go on to Kokonis now. Let's get into. Alright, so nothing to worry about on Kokonis. He's pretty simple. This auto team is just going to auto it, but if you're not going to auto, if you actually have to manual it, you need to bring somebody with AoE. Usually bring something like a water unit, is probably the best. Otherwise, don't go for anything that's Earth anyway. You're not going to have very good luck with Earth. So the thing about Kokonis is that when he goes, I think, from max to when he's dead, if you actually miss on this boss, he'll actually do a counter attack on you, so it's best not to miss. And usually if you have like a debuff on yourself, it has even more chance to miss. Regardless of if you're like water element, you're still going to have that chance to miss if you have debuff on you. So it's best to clear yourself of any debuffs before you attack Kokonis. If you do have a debuff, probably attack one of these minions. That way you won't miss on Kokonis and he won't counter attack. Okay, so if you have a team like this, which is like AoE, it's fine because he does go stealth when he goes to about half HP, which you can't attack him. But if you can't get him out of that stealth, then I think he's going to do a big attack afterwards. But anyways, when you beat him, Kokonis, you want to teleport back to the start point again. Okay, and whilst you're here, you can just go and camp again. Alright, okay, and now we go down to the west side. So we've been up to the east, up to Kokonis, we go down to the west side now. So once this is actually cleared anyway in the first run, you should be able to save up quite a lot of stamina running through this path here. As you can see, that didn't take up much stamina at all because there were no encounters. That was thanks to the first run. So let's keep going now. Let's keep going down to Secretary Vera. Okay, as you can see, we're reaching down to the next junction now. It should be an encounter here. Should be a sub-boss. So this is a counter attack requix as well. I think most of these sub-bosses have counter attacks on them. So you have to be careful. When it does get the counter attack on, maybe you want to attack the minions instead. Otherwise it's going to counter attack with a stun there. Otherwise, if you can just auto and do enough damage, I think you should be able to just nuke it down. There we go. As you can see, we still have quite a lot of stamina, so it's only we're on -3 at the moment, so we definitely should have enough stamina to reach Secretary Vera and kill her off. Is that a her? It. Kill it off. So even though it's -14, the sad face looks pretty sad here. It doesn't really have any effect until it gets to -30, so we're pretty much in the safe until we get to -30. Okay, as you can see, we still have 9 stamina until we get to -30, so I had 34 recovery for stamina, so if you deduct 9 from that, it's 25, so I think the minimum you should have is 26. Just to be on the safe side, maybe 26, yeah. So 26 stamina is what you need for the second run here. Yeah, then we fight Boss Vera. So, Secretary Vera, we have 3 stages here. So the first stage is pretty straightforward. You just basically nuke off the little minions. That's why you need AoE attacks here. So you nuke off the little minions, and then you can attack the boss itself. If you don't kill the minions in time, he sort of does an extra attack onto you. It's like a counter attack or something, but when he gets to half HP anyway, he'll turn into his second form, like Freezer. Then his second form is just a cocoon, so just normal attacks will just kill him off. So you don't want to be focusing on the 2 minions, you just want to aim straight for Vera, because it's fine. After I think 2 turns, Vera will hatch out and he'll become more powerful. So just try and kill off the egg as soon as possible, that should be fine. So there we go. After you beat the egg, it'll turn into the last form, which is basically the first form. It looks exactly the same. I think they should have done it so that he looks into something different, maybe bigger or something on his third form. But then the last form is just him himself again. You just basically kill him off like that. Okay, so after you beat that, you should be, if you had less stamina recovery than I did, you should be on minus 30 odd something, so which is fine. We're not going to have any more encounters after that. So basically after that you can just teleport back to your main starting point again. And again you can just go into the shop here, go purchase some stuff. Let me see what we have. We currently have 4 of these coronation souvenirs. So just go ahead and buy whatever you want in here. These aren't really worth it on the late game, but maybe if you are starting off beginners, maybe that you can buy some of these, help you out with some gear as you go along. Artifact is very good, but it costs 5 of these tokens, so I wouldn't really recommend getting that unless you really want to upgrade your artifact. But otherwise, just get the Queen as Mickey's gift. And we got some gold transmit stone. I don't really like transmit stones, but there we have it. I usually like the Molagora's one that they give us, but that's what we got for now. Okay, and this is the second run. Again, when you get to this stage, just sell off all the crap that we don't need. We don't need that. Just sell it off. Okay, so you might have noticed that the background was going a bit funny. That's because the sun is going down. It is 6 PM right now. So the sun was going down and the lighting in my room was going a bit haywire, so that's why it wasn't recognizing my green screen. Right, so we're going to head into normal difficulty again. This will be the third and last run that we have before we beat all the bosses. Okay, here we go with the same team lineup. So all we have left now is the Queen. So we managed to beat this one up here, this one down here on the south side, the worm on the south side, and then just left with the northwest and the north boss. So let's go ahead with going up here. The path's going to be up here onto the Queen first, and then we'll teleport back and finish off the spider. Alright, so let's go head towards the Queen. Okay, when we get to the first junction, crossroads, we go down to the west side along this path here. So this is another boss that would actually come up with counter attack as well. So always watch out for these sub bosses with these counter attack ones. Just try and finish them off when they do activate their counter attacks. Otherwise you'll be in trouble if your team doesn't do enough damage. So try and nuke them off when they get to quite low HP. Okay, on to the last stretch of road here towards the Queen. So I really hate these mobs with the hatchlings like these. It just really wastes time. I think SG should change these hatchlings in Labyrinth. It'll definitely speed up the runs a lot quicker. So as you can see, you can't really one-shot them. After you do kill them off, they actually just hatch and they become another set of minions. So I think really waste time. I think SG should actually change them to be some sort of insect instead of those eggs. Okay, reaching the last stretch of road, I think we have... I don't think there's a battle here. No, there's no battle. Alright, so just outside the Queen right now. Let's go ahead with the Queen. So the Queen is probably the hardest one, I'd say, out of all the other bosses, which I can actually auto. I think the Queen has a little RNG chance to actually fail with this team, or actually might lose one of my units. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, guys, first is actually just camp beforehand. Right, so I've got a really big chance to actually beat the Queen using auto with this team. But the main tactic for beating the queen is actually using single target units onto those minions. But because I'm trying to like I usually try to speed these labyrinth stages, that's why I use my AoE attacks here. But they're not as effective as you might think in taking out the queen anyway. So you see, I do a lot of damage to the queen, but because these minions will start to hatch, it's actually better to attack these minions, but because we're just going with the full auto, it's never going to attack those minions. So there's a chance that we might die here. You see, we do a lot of damage. A lot of hatchings as well, and we can't heal as well. That's the big problem. I'm gonna get some counters here and actually die, but hopefully not. Let's see how we do here. I hope we don't lose anyone. Please don't lose anyone. Please don't lose. So close. Please don't lose my BBK. I'd rather not have a. Okay, that's fine then. There we go. There's the queen down. I'll go lose my BBK. Alright, so usually I would actually finish the queen off first and then go camping, but you can actually do it either way. If you're below 0, you can actually go ahead and camp anyway. So let's go and teleport back to where we started off. And let's head west now. So down this path here, we won't have any encounters because we already beat these guys. Alright, now what's left is to go up north now towards the spider. Okay, and onto the spider. We have minus 22, which is actually fine. So as you can see, I'm actually 8 above. 8 above the stamina that we require. So if I have plus 34 stamina each time I go camping, all you need is 26, I believe. So if you have plus 26 stamina for recovery on camping, you should be fine as well. Yeah, I believe Arachne is actually the easiest one. Arahakan actually. I think it's the easiest boss out of all the other ones, so it's pretty easy after you beat the queen. You should be able to move on to this guy. If you have enough AoE anyway, it'll clear off the minions and it'll get on to taking away that defense buff that he has.
This blade desires blood.
Okay, so once he gets rid of that defense buff, that's when you can go ham on this guy. Do big damage. Okay, and get the defense back up, and then you just have his minions again. You just go ahead and just wipe them out. Okay, I think this should be the last stretch. Okay. I think this not quite the final attack then. There we go, there's the final attack. Okay, so that has been the spider as well. So in this run, in the third run, what we did guys was go up here on the north side, go west slightly, north again, all the way to the queen boss, teleport back to the beginning part, and then make our way down to the west side, and then up here to the spider. Once you clear both of these bosses, that is all 5 bosses completed in 3 runs. Okay, and what's left guys is just teleport back to base here. Do not press on this and exit. You want to go to the shop. If you haven't done so already, you should have to spend your little tokens here. Obviously just go and buy the queen's gift. That's what I usually do. Come back to the north side here into the center where you start off and go through the teleport pad. And basically that's it. That's 3 runs for all the bosses, guys. Let me just show you the stats of what I have for my units. So like I said, guys, you can actually go into the Labyrinth simulator online. I might actually put the link in the description anyway, so you can just go ahead and find your team. So you need, at the minimum, you need plus 28 stamina recovery per camping session. So choose a team like that. So what you want to do basically is just have an AoE squad. So you need somebody with big damage for AoE, such as Strays. I use Strays because he has a big one-off main nuke on the unit with the highest attack. So Strays is very good at taking out the big bosses quickly. Okay, then we have two other dark units, so I'm just using basically all the dark AoE units. So we do have Arbiter Villager here as well. The stats are here. He's on a counter set, which is it's probably slowing me down, but I'm actually using him for PvP. So this is my PvP set, as I showed you before, with Moonlight Dreamblade. So you can actually go with a DPS speed set on him. It's actually fine. It'll be even faster to take out the Labyrinth stages with a fast DPS kit. And we have BBK here with the stats here. So she's on PvP set as well, but she's on a speed DPS set. So she clears out minions quite fast. And then lastly, we have the Tamarine. Here's on 217 speed. Nothing special. It's just Tamarine. She's probably the best PvE healer in the entire game. She does very well to support and heal the units. So that's my specialty here, is to have Tamarine in your Labyrinth runs. Okay, and that has been it, guys. So again, 3 runs, so that was 6 compasses used to take out all 5 bosses in normal difficulty. I'm going to make a video later on the hell difficulty, so if you're having difficulty beating some of the hell bosses, I'll show you how to do that on a later date. Okay, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. If this really has helped you out, guys, leave a comment in the section below and let me know if it's actually helped you out on your runs. Maybe if you were doing maybe 5 runs to actually beat the bosses before and you found this helpful, let me know in the comments. It really helps me out to know that you guys are actually watching it, actually gaining some knowledge from this anyway. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.